One more. It's like they're progressively getting better, I think, because you're getting warmer as you do it.
Okay, one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks pretty decent. You still vaguely look like you're leading a little bit with your knees. And at the bottom, so I can't quite see, I'm sorry, I've got you guys on the window. You might be going a little low. Like, did you feel your butt kind of tuck under you at the bottom?
Yeah, I thought it was a little low too. Should my feet be pointed out a bit?
Yes. In general, you want your, let me see if I can get my feet out, kind of at like a, what do we want to call that? Maybe like 20 degrees out from forward. But most importantly, you want your knee to follow the angle of your foot. Because if you try to put your foot and your knee on different angles, like if you turn your feet out too wide or turn them in and your knee doesn't follow it, that's how you tweak your knee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try it again. That one felt better.
Good. Yeah, that looked good. I didn't see the butt wink either. The butt wink is a big one people try to do that we don't want either. Like at the bottom, what I mean by the butt wink is look for when my pelvis tilts under me. This is too low for me. So when I go down, go down, go down, when it does that, like you see this,
Yep.
Right.
That's too low for me.
Okay.
So if you feel yourself tucking, you've gone too low for your range of motion.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Of course.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Anyone else? No. Hi. Posing, everybody's getting up as you're getting off the
Okay.
call. So
I can,
that's your ultimatum right now.
I can try. I just
Okay.
got to get my positioning right here. If you can see me. You see my bum?
We can see the bum.
You see me?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Your deck light is so bright, it kind of like.
I know.
Hey, hold on, hold on.
Oh, much better. Much better.
You see me?
Yeah,
better?
much better.
Okay, I have a light over here, but okay.
Bring the bar back, pinch your trap meat together. And yeah, a little, yeah, probably more of that. And then bring your elbows kind of forward as you've pulled that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that feel more natural? Yep.
Are your feet wide enough? A little bit wider, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, my hips are so tight right now.
Yeah.
That I can feel that I don't have a lot of like motion, so I don't feel like I'm going down very far. I don't know how it looks from your end, but
And press out on your knees. Remember, pretend you're peeling back the layers, like peeling an orange. So your knees are actually kind of, pretend there's a band and you're trying to keep the tent there. We go. Once you remember to keep the tension on the outward instead of inward on your knees, you get a larger range of motion to decline on.
yeah. Yeah.
That's also where the most glute growth happens. The most glute growth happens statistically when you're at the bottom of a squat or like some type of hip hinge motion. When you're at the very bottom and you're able to push laterally. There's like some papers I was reading about that the other week. That's where you're mostly getting the butt. The nice little outer butt is with the lateral force when your glutes are stretched via being flexed in some way at the bottom. Yeah. We all want booties.
We do. I never used to have one, but I do now.
You do now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any else want to try before we move on?
And we can move into the RDL too, unless anyone else wants us to.
We can go into RDLs and then we'll go into.
I'll try.
For
I
sure.
can try if,
Wonderful.
okay. I'm not, all right. So I'm not sure the position here. I have my broom is what I'm going to use. So I'm assuming You tell me if you can even see me, right? I need to move
Yeah.
back?
Yeah,
Is that
Perfect.
good? Okay.
so you gotta take that bar a little bit down. It seems like it's too high up on your neck.
Yep. So that's one of the problems I do have. I have to stretch a lot because I have hardware in my neck. So I think it kind of limits me sometimes. I feel like when I'm doing these, it's really like my shoulders and stuff. I feel it more stretching my arms and my shoulders a lot. So I do
It
try to
will a little
stretch.
bit. Yeah, it kind
Yeah.
of challenges your
Yeah.
flexibility up there. Like
Okay.
when you're tight up
All right.
there, when you're in the squat, it's a nice way to realize you need to start stretching out your shoulders and upper back a little bit.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go. Whoa,
She's leaning into the heels a lot.
I know.
It's not bad. That one was better. That was much better. And as I said to Diane, it's at the very end, at the bottom half of the movement. Pretend that there's an elastic or a band on the outside of your thighs and you've got to keep them open. That's it. I think that's where
Okay.
people are kind of missing out at the very bottom of the
Okay.
movement. And then the
I
tip
do
you have
notice,
until they remember,
also-
okay, we got to keep the pressure out on the IT band to keep this tension.
what I do sometimes at the gym is I will put some plates under my toes, because I do notice it helps me a little bit from leaning so much forward. When I have the plates under my toes, I feel like I
Mhm.
use my glutes and stuff a little bit better. Going
Yeah.
down.
That one was, this is much better right here.
Okay, and then just.
And
go
it's
down
almost like,
and
I don't know if you saw the video I
up.
posted yesterday. If you're on a wall, think of a string, you have to touch the wall. Think of the hips
Oh.
rolling back until you hit the wall before anything else, rather than doing this, right? The hips
Okay.
are leading that movement as you go down. Instead of this, and then we're folding.
Okay. I do remember the video though with the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Awesome.
Let's see if I can get you guys set up here. I'm sorry, I have my daughter here, so she's in the other room. So if you hear noise, I'm trying to keep her quiet.
Oh, she's fine.
Hey guys. All right. Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. Should I put it down more or?
Yeah, you just put it down a little bit more, because when you sink down, we missed it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Better.
All right. Keep it on my back because I do have neck issues. So that's why I like to keep it right
Excellent.
against my back. And then, so I go down like you're sitting in the chair, right?
Think about putting your butt back against the wall instead
So
of sitting
butt-
down
my
on like
butt
a
out
stool.
more, like more curvage in the spine.
It's not necessarily curvage, it's that the motion is going to go back more than it is down. So think that you're going to sit on a couch against a wall versus sitting on a tiny bar stool right underneath you. Think about
Okay.
back versus down.
So in the small of your back right here, so a stool, you would just sit like this, right?
Right.
Where you are here. But if you had to sit on a toilet or something behind you, you would do this. But you
Right.
would do
Like this.
So think of this motion here, retracting as you're declining, because you're kind of sitting this way straight up and down too much. So that's
Okay.
like you're sitting on a stool. So the leg and the quads are doing the work rather than the glutes. And that's another, if you don't widen the stance and
I'm like in a
press
sumo
here,
squat.
you end
right?
up working the quads rather than the glutes.
Are your feet turned out too far? Like
Yeah,
look
I'm
down
like
at your
in a
feet
su-
and
I'm
knees.
like in a sumo squat. So
Okay,
put
sorry to see.
them closer together, you say?
I was just making sure your toes weren't out past the angle of your knees because I can't see them. If they're
No,
fine, they're
no,
fine. I'm
they're-
just trying to guess. Okay. And you can let your upper body go forward. I feel like you're trying to keep it upright. It will
Yeah,
naturally
Yeah, I am.
bend a little bit.
I'm trying to, so I'm supposed to more of a bent?
No, no,
It can
no.
go.
Are you putting your shoulders back like this right here? Pretend the
Yeah.
string's pulling your rib cage right up.
Yeah, I'm totally
Give
up.
a little bit of an arch here in your back. There we go. We saw it. There it is.
Yeah, okay,
There it
Hey,
is.
hinge.
There we go.
okay, I got you. I gotta put this
That's what you have
down.
to practice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's these little things that matter, right?
Yeah,
You do
exactly.
that, you put all the pressure into your quads rather than your glutes, and then
Right.
pressure in your back as well.
Okay, okay.
It looks looser than your first form videos, though,
Yeah.
Lori. Yeah,
Yeah.
looks better. Oh,
Okay. Should we go to posing first and then we'll go back? We'll go. pictures.
whatever you prefer. I'm either one. Really.
Okay. Let's just do regular pictures and then we can go we'll move up to the different poses of the pictures that people can if they want to enhance. For those of you that weren't here, saying what kind of like wherever your confidence level is. And I'll walk Lauren through it too, how we want you to stand in each of the basic positions. And then if you want to actually start practicing, you can re-upload the second set of pictures with more of a poised stance as you start to feel more comfortable with your different stances. So we'd love to see that actually. So if you want to start doing that practicing, then that would be good. So everybody's going to be up as they're doing this, not sitting in their chairs. So I can see everybody. All right. And Lauren's kind of going to be we're going to go through. So your first, as you can see, Lauren has her feet kind of just shoulder width apart, and it's your 5-point checklist. So we're not doing this front, okay? So the minute you close that chest down, you'll see Lauren, she just looks like she started like the Weight Watchers program last week, right? She's just in a frumpy stance right now, kind of like it doesn't do much for her. And you'll actually see once you condense and sink the body, you actually look wider in the waist and her legs look very wide because she hasn't done her hip flexion. She hasn't raised her midriff, nothing. So she looks 10 pounds heavier by just the way she's standing right now. So what you want to do is your 5-point checklist. You're going to lift that rib cage up in that picture, put those shoulders right back. She's already made herself thinner in the waist. Right, and practice this in the mirror. So look how thin she looks. She's taken the weight off of her hips, and look at this. She's hip flexed, and now she already looks like she has a boosted booty, which she has one, and she's already looked elongated. Okay, elongated. Look how thin the waist looks now. So when she puts her hands in front, because what we're seeing is this, then we can't. It blocks the view here. So when we do our side poses, as Lauren is saying, we don't want hands on the hips because then we can't see your waistline, or sometimes you're hitting it so hard, it's wrinkling the skin, right? So these are little things that we look at, right? Or it's blocking the hump of your butt, the shelf, because your hands are here and we can't see anything, or we can't see an S-curve. So we prefer, as Lauren has, she's gonna have her hands right up in front, shoulders back. So you're almost doing that scapular retraction as Lauren's doing there, in front, hip flexion. And let me see what everybody's doing. Okay. All right. Carla, really stretch up and hip flexion. Sonia, you too. Really pull up in the midriff. There we go. And hip flexion. Really put those hips back. If you don't put those hips back and you're just like this, you've got no butt. But if you do this, we can see what's happening here on the curvature. Big difference for me if I'm just standing like this to this.
Oh, we'll show some booty. I'll show you the crease that happens.
Yeah, there you go.
This versus that. Another big thing, don't flex your butt. I think some people, if you watch right here, it's gonna flatten out when I go to flex it. Sorry, it's a lot of booty here, but you see when it's flexed, it flattens.
Oh, yeah.
You lift it through the hip flexion, but you're not squeezing during a picture. Does that
So flex.
make sense? The minute you raise it through this, that's all you need. So if you're raising it through here, that's all you need. You don't need to be squeezing and all that during the pictures because we're trying to see what your natural curvature. Not to mention, and we saw this in the group, like about loose skin, right? It's all in your stance. I have tons of loose skin here. Look, tons. You guys just don't see it. But the
I got a
minute
bunch
I
here.
raise my butt, It's an illusion, right? Like we all are gonna have that when you lose weight. My butt was this big, you lose it, I've got stretch marks, I've got loose skin. But if I
Yeah.
actually put my hips back, it's not loose skin anymore. This way it is, look. Like, so that's why when you look at, we all are gonna have that when you lose weight, but it's how you present yourself along with filling it out with the body composition and muscle and everything else. And obviously there's like, skin treatments for skin tightening, but it's a combination of everything. You're gonna end up with loose skin when you're losing weight or you're going through a body comp. But if we stand better, then we can kind of make that illusion that it's not as bad as it is. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so from the back then, same concept. So the biggest thing, shoulders back, chest out, that hip flexion. So actually do it wrong, actually just be frumpy you. Like, so, Lauren, look at how she looks like Hunchback. What's that movie? Hunchback Mountain. Like right? She looks like she has the old lady neck, right? Because her shoulders aren't pulled back. She's starting to get the hump in the neck. Her waist looks thick and her butt doesn't even look like she has one, right? But as she starts to raise her midriff up, contract her core, look, what a difference. Do you see the difference? What that makes, lifting that butt up? So that whole thing, like from here, let me see if you can see, like from here, right? And here, look at rolls, whatever. If I actually pull up and take that arch, it's a totally different body we're seeing in pictures. Make sense?
Yeah.
Is
And
the
you want your
awakening
feet
there?
shoulder width apart too. If you keep them in like this, it like tucks all
Yeah.
weird. You got to have about shoulder width. You don't want to be like this or anything, but just shoulder width. Same way you take your measurements. You don't want to take your measurements like this because your thighs are going to add an extra 1.5 inches if you squish them together.
All right, so let's stand up. We'll do the fronts and we'll kind of guide you through front. Well, we're kind of looking here. Hands are just by your side, but the first thing is you're gonna lift, like if you're probably marking your rib cage here, wherever you feel your rib line, this, you should be able to put 2 fingers underneath because you're raising it up. And as I'm raising it up, my hip flexion goes right back. That's like automatic, 1 and 2. Right there. And then you're contracting your core. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rather than this. 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense right there? Like Lori, your abs already look so much thinner rather than just thick waist, right? We're picking that up. All of a sudden you have abs. All of a sudden we're elongated, we're tall, and our shoulders are back. Hands by your side rather than this. Julie, can you pull up a little bit more? There we go. Contract your core. Is that Trish? Let's see here. You're so cute. Thank you for trying. I know you're
I wore the wrong clothes.
okay. And
Julie,
Donna,
that
you
looks
up
good.
next. Okay, let's see. Hands down though, Trish. I know in your pictures you always go like this. Remember, hands down. Yeah, and really pull here. This makes a big difference from this. Thick waist, we start to elongate the waist, and then we're going to go to start step 2 to that. Good, Sonia, that's good. Katie, that's good. Patty, a little bit higher, up. Contract that core. Good. Allison, just put your feet a little bit closer together. Donna, really push, remember, hip flexion, think of that little bit of in the back here when you're going forward. Same thing, you're lifting right up. You anchor, yeah, pull right up, shoulders up. Good. Carla, that's better, good. Really pull up, okay. It's work. You should actually feel a little bit here.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Posing is hard. It's not meant to be comfortable. You're
Yeah.
working muscles when you do this. Like, it's not like you'll be stretching and it's not supposed to be comfortable. You're actually working those synergist muscles in between to work for you to stand upright like that. That's why it's easier just to slouch, right? All right, let's turn to the right. Let's turn to the side. Or if you want to watch Lauren again, she'll guide you through it. Your 5-point checklist, she's raising that. So she's actually do it wrong, Lauren, again. So watch the wrong, right? Her butt isn't propped up. It's actually low. Her hips are tucked under. So, and then she's just kind of short in the midriff. Now she actually does the 5-point checklist, shoulders back, chest up, and she raises that rib cage to the ceiling and lifts her booty. She has a brand new waist that's half the size and a butt with some curves.
Wow,
See the difference?
what a difference.
Everything you see on this, on the thing is on the internet, I tell people, like, it just, you know, it's just focus on you because you guys have it all. We just have to present yourselves, or you have to present yourselves in your best light. Whether you're in a dress, whether it's pictures for us, whether you're on the beach, these are the things that are going to help you look better and feel better.
And it's not sucking in either. It's just holding taut like you would in the lift. You're just kind of not letting yourself, I can't do it right now.
And so remember,
Letting yourself
don't
pooch.
here or here, because once you do this, you're pushing your arms down. We don't know what's happening here. So again, shoulders back. We're taking this rib cage. I just went from this. And if you think I don't have a Meno belly, I do. Like, look at this. This is a Meno belly. Okay? But if
I'll
I
show my
pull
belly
up,
too. Show my postpartum belly.
I'm just like you
Show
guys.
bellies here.
Okay? Well, you pull that up, big difference rather than, and I got this. So if you elongate that middle drift, big difference. Okay, let's see what we got here. But what we don't want to, sorry, Sonia, this is one thing, take it out of that, we see this in the shoulders. Shoulders are, yes. So the lats have to work to push this down. Remember this exercise? So we don't want this. It's just relaxed up. It's the arch here.
Should
Yeah,
you
the
feel
little
it right in the
shoulder
back
slide.
here?
Yes, you should feel it here.
Yeah.
So this is doing the motion because you're retracting your shoulders back. You're retracting the shoulder back. See this? Rather than this.
Right.
Lori, let's put those arms more forward. Rather than belly on the elbow here. Forward. Yes. Yeah. And we got Shauna. Okay. Good. Really rotate those hips back. Dan, you take it out of your traps. You're doing the trap thing as well.
Okay. Hi, Echo.
If you're stretching tall through the midriff, we won't have to do this. Everybody's got no neck right now. So the shoulders, like, although they're back, they're not up. Does that make sense? So just first put your hands in front. And then focus on putting them backwards through here. Roll them back, not up. So it's almost like a roll back and they're sitting in your bra strap.
If you have tight rear delts, you'll feel them in trying to do this. It'll
This is
pull a
the-
little bit right
yeah.
here. Yeah, I do. I feel it. So it's back.
Carla, stretch a little bit higher. Can you step closer, Carla, to the camera? Contract your core. That's better. Okay, that's better. And roll the shoulder back a little bit more. There we go. And rest on there, Carolina. Okay, we got who else? We got Shauna. It's Shauna, right? Yes. Gosh. Okay. Good, nice. Contract the abs, yeah, and hip flexion. Good. Donna, it's hard work. So when you're sitting in front of the TV, you guys can all sit there and have the whole family going. Okay. Straight arms in front, yep. Really pull that midriff right up. Remember, you're anchoring follow that rib cage. Think of putting your fingers on it, which means you have to lift it right up. Much better, much better. Much better. That's what I want to see. Yes. Good. Good, good. Patty? And then we have Allison, and then we have Angie. Okay. Pull up, pull up. And rotate those hips. I feel like your hips can go back a little bit more, Patty. Maybe it's just the angle. Go the other way. Like go side. Rotate, rotate, and pull up. That was better. Hold on. Now rotate the shoulders back. It's so hard to see on your ankle.
Your
There we
delts
go.
are looking
Okay.
amazing. I can see that.
Yeah, I know. That's better. Really just pull up through that midriff. There we go. That's what I want to see. Yep. That's it. Okay, Angie. Where Angie go? Oh, there we go. Yep. Can you step closer to us a little bit? There we go. Really rotate those hips. Good. That looks pretty good. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Yep. All right, Allison. Good. That's the gymnastics in you. Just really rotate those hips back. Yeah. Good. That's great. That's great. Everybody feel good with that?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
good. All right, so let's spin you to the back so we can take a look. You see Lauren again. So Frumpy Lauren with the 90-year-old back. And also with the clothes, try to avoid any strappy, a lot of shirts with a lot of straps and activity. We just want a plain shirt so we can see, like I'm able to see it when Lauren puts her back into place, where the lines are with the rhomboids, where the lower lats are, where the upper lats, so we can see what the back is doing. So as she starts to lift her midriff, that's the first thing she's doing. Again, first point is the midriff. You can already see she's already elongated. Then she's gonna roll those shoulders while the hips are going back. And bye-bye wrinkles. There we go. Her butt is up. At her waist, we get that hourglass shape now because she's actually lifted up so high. So her waist is the illusion that it's 2 inches smaller than it is. Make sense?
Mhm.
All right, let's do it.
How far should you hold your arms away from your sides?
Just like this, I guess. And when you do it, like, although they're loose, I still have my lats in place. So even if I'm here, I lift, but I still have my lats engaged like on my bra strap. Make sense?
Yeah, you don't need
okay.
to flex, but yeah, you kind of hold yourself a little bit
Yeah.
taut in the back.
Okay, let's see here.
Katie looks good.
Yeah, Katie, yeah, that was pretty good, Katie. Really stretch tall. That was great. Okay, Lena, stretch tall a little bit more. Get those hips back. You should really feel this in your lower back, like it's not a comfortable position. That's good, Lena. That's good right there. Relax, we'll go back to it again. Carla? Up a little bit. Okay, that's good. Yep, that's a good one. All right, relax. Julie? I know, that's what I say at the back. This is a posing class. Okay, it's hard because you're in these black tights. Pull up a little bit more. No. Okay, really, can you step closer to the camera? I think that'll be better. There we go. That's much better. Okay, really stretch. Good. There we go. Your waist just got 2 inches thinner and smaller. Really prop that butt up. So you should really feel it underneath your bra strap. There we go. Relax. Okay, we got Trish. Okay. Really pull up, Trish, because we got your shoulders forward. Okay, that's a bit better. Think of rolling the shoulders rather than pinching them. There we go. You stand tall. I think it was your rib cage that wasn't tall. So think of again, it's like that pipeline. The rib cage is tall. It's like you're opening a can. That's like closed, open, closed, open. All right. Allison, I think that's great. Let's see, really stretch tall. There we go. Legs just a little bit closer together. Good, just make sure it's not in your traps. Just relax your traps a little bit. There we go. It's better. Who did we miss? Shauna, we got you. Diane?
Yeah.
Really prop that butt. Lift, lift. I know that it's strenuous. Is if your back's hurting, don't do it.
Okay.
But much better. I don't want you to, and just relax your arms. But the shoulders are good. I just don't want you to hurt your back.
Yeah, it's definitely just that movement is.
I know. That's why I didn't want you to stress it just for that. Okay. Who did we miss? Lori? So shoulders have to be rolled backwards. Roll them. Yeah. Roll, roll.
We're doing like form stuff. We'll be off in 10 minutes.
Your husband's like, she's probably wondering with the baby. Roll them back. I think it's you have to lift your chest up. Lift your chest. I always say boobs to the air, boobs to the air. Better. That's better. That's better. You'll feel it because you'll feel the stress here. And then it's almost like you're almost like not that you're looking up. I don't want you leaning, but when you're raising that chest, it's like I always say boobs to the air. It's kind of like one motion as it happens. Like a Statue of Liberty, I guess. I don't know how to describe it.
It is easier to do all at once versus
Yeah.
trying to isolate
Yeah, we're just
individual
trying to
things.
isolate it. Like when you do it, obviously,
so
you're
hard.
doing it, but we're trying to get you to feel it from that. Okay. So now if you want to really kind of snazz it up, and this is where we really start to dial into like the illusion of a skinny waist, we can do, I'll get Lauren to demonstrate, walk her through it too. So what we call our side pose from here. So same premise applies when you're doing an actual side pose and side, you can choose whatever is your right or your left side. So if you guys are standing, I don't know what your stronger foot is, and you can practice because you may not know. And everybody, like to me, my right side's my weak. So I'm better standing on my right foot with my left out. So first kind of find where you are with which foot, feel better balancing on a straight leg. Because your back leg will be straight. Just kind of do this back and forth right now and see which one you feel comfortable standing with. Everybody will be different. Okay, so you'll see what Lauren, so what essentially what you want to do is once you have your back foot, that'll be kind of your anchor leg. And then the other front foot is going to be placed, which you can't see my feet, but you can see Lauren's.
And I'm trying to see if my feet are there. They're getting,
Yeah,
the
yours
sun's
are
coming back.
yours. Yeah. So they're about a couple inches in front of the toe. It's because you have the sun, I think, in front.
I know. Let me see if I can.
It's okay. I can't because I'm in an empty room here with
Oh, that's going to be worse. I'll just open this back up. Sorry, y'all. It's stormy here.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Problem solved.
I'm about to stand on this chair in a second. I'll probably break my All right. Good. All right. So our 5-point checklist, all she did is, I know this is like, oh my God. So I want you to pretend you just did, let's start from here. You did your, whatever side is your strong side. Okay. So if your back leg, say your right leg is where you're going to stand, then you're going to be on your left side. If your anchor is your left foot, you're gonna be facing your right. So whatever side you're on. And then from there, it's your 5-point checklist. So shoulders back, chest out. So let's get set up whatever side you're on. Okay, so your back foot is your anchor. So that's gonna be a straight leg. And then your front foot, if you look at Lauren, she's gonna place it slightly in front before we start with the upper body. Let's get her feet in the right place. So she says back leg is completely straight. She's got her hips rotated to the back. And she's pulling up with her 5-point checklist, shoulders back, chest out. Okay, let's not worry about the hands and all that right now.
No, I'm trying to get him out of the way. I'm just trying to move him.
Okay, so this is just your 5-point checklist. All we're doing right now is you're gonna stand on your strong leg, so your back leg. Let me see if I can push this. So your back leg, whatever one it is, if this one or if it's this one. Choose a side that's good for you. But you're doing your 5-point checklist. So hip flexors, pull the midriff up and shoulders back. And your front foot will just be a couple inches in front. Okay, really pulling that midriff. Now back leg is your anchor. All your weight is going on the back foot, okay, on the back leg. So now slowly you're going to see, this is an illusion again. Your hips are going to be still maintaining to the side. You see with what Lauren's doing here, you're still going to be on the side view. She's going to twist her upper body to the front of the camera. All she's doing is with this up, we're twisting. And this is hard. You're going to feel it in your back. So the front is just twisting while your hips are kind of anchored on the side. What you don't want is your front here. So your hips are to the side facing and you're twisting your upper body to the front. And what we're creating here is this S curve and the illusion of that thin waist and the booty.
Actually, pop my
Easier
foot
with
up.
heels, believe it or not.
And it mostly comes from your shoulders. One thing, a
Yes.
nice visual is if you've got a water gun on your belly button, you don't want to be shooting people in front of you. If you turn your waist too far, you're going to be shooting people with your water gun. So that's a way to try to keep your hips forward instead of turning like this and making yourself look wide.
Yeah. So do you see how thin her waist looks once we twist? So her hips are actually facing us as if in a side pose, and the upper body and her shoulders are what's guiding her forward. Contract the core, shoulders back, chest out. And yes, you're going to feel it in your back.
I'll feel it right here.
Oh, yeah.
Lena, really pull up and prop, rotate the hips. So right now we're just here. Lena, rotate and turn.
Another trick too is with that back shoulder, it almost feels like you're shrugging it to make it come around so that it's not back here. You almost kind of feel like you're doing, the top of a lat pull down. You know how you shrug underneath your scapula up and forward at the top? You do that with your back arm. So up and forward helps you rotate the back one. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, you'll feel it on your back. This is only stage 1 to get you in the right position. Your back is what's holding you up. So for those of you that are like, what you want to do is elongate tall, because when you're posing, I already see people just kind of like they're hanging out and everything collapses. You don't want that. Like you're not collapsing like this. You're pulling up tall. That's why we do shoulders back, chest, same thing. And then as you pull up, right, you're elongating. Okay, Carla, let's see. Take your front foot a little bit closer to your back. Trust me, if you had heels on, it would actually be easier.
I thought about that too. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe we should talk.
Maybe next time we can, yeah, okay. Can you step a little closer, Carla? There we go. There's Miss V.
And you don't have to sit so far in your front hip because you already got booty.
That's what it was. I was trying to see.
You can just stand versus you're leaning a little bit, if that makes sense, and that shortens your waist. If you've got booty, you just stand tall and tilt your pelvis versus trying to smash it and make it look bigger that way, if that makes sense. Yeah. Everyone's lower backs are going to be sore after.
Oh yeah, they will be. Yeah, you'll be foam rolling. Yeah, definitely. And that's why when I say shake it out because you're literally like it's hard work to really just kind of twist in that. Do we get Donna yet? Donna, you want to try?
Yep.
Someone might be
Okay.
coming to my door, so.
Am I back far enough for you to see?
If you can go back a little bit more or just fix the camera, because there we go.
Okay.
So shoulders back, chest out. So you'll be going the other way if the leg that you're on, you should be straight.
So this,
Which leg are you standing on your straight leg right now?
my left.
So then you should be facing the right.
Okay, so if I do it on my right,
If you're on your right foot, you're facing
I'm
the left.
facing the left,
Yes,
facing you, okay?
yes.
So I'm gonna.
Oh, wait, did I do that on the back?
I think it's the opposite.
It's
Yeah.
opposite. Sorry, I'm doing mine. I'm sorry, that's mine. I'm doing the reverse of the camera. My bad, my bad.
It's okay. So I have my right foot straight.
So if you're facing
My
that way,
left-
your left foot should be straight, the closest to the camera.
Okay. So my left foot is straight, my right foot.
Right,
then-
so if I'm doing you right now, I have to do it this side. Yes, you're going this way.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I'm gonna go. Up.
So your left hand, I don't know if you can see because I'm gonna
Feel
emulate.
like,
So you would be here. Oh, see, I go backwards. I see what's happening. Yeah, we're backwards. So your hand would be on the hip where your straight leg is. So it's over your left,
Okay.
yes. And it's,
Okay.
when your hands on her hip, they're not just hanging, it's very light. Like you don't want any weight on this because then we tend to like put all this weight in our hip. The weight doesn't weigh us down. We're actually elongated. Do you see the difference between this and this? It's just light. We're not like hanging out and like, you know what I'm saying?
yep.
Okay. So Carla, have your hips, so yeah, so start there. So the leg closest to me. Your right foot should be close to your left and only twist so your right shoulder should be coming and wrapping around while your hips are still facing the other way. Stretch tall. That's better. I can see that's tight for you. Maybe your other side is better. So so the foot closest to the camera would be straight. It's hard because I don't see your legs. So
The arms are swapped. I think
Yeah, the
that's
arms-
part of what the tightens. So your front is relaxed, your back comes around.
there's something going on with your weight shift and I can't see on the. Are your hips rotated to the back? Let me see here. Do you see it, Lauren? I can't.
I know I'm trying to watch the feet. It's probably something with the feet.
Can you step back, Carla?
You gotta point it this way.
Yeah, let me see your bottom foot.
Like,
So your toe should be on your foot should be on an angle. I think that helps too. Like it's your toe should be a little bit on an angle. 45-degree angle. That'll help too. And then your right foot, you'll be up on your toe closer to that back foot. See Lauren's feet? Look at Lauren's feet right now.
oh, I wasn't pointing.
That'll
Okay,
make it
so I-
easy. Oh yeah, because if you're straight, it's hard to turn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
good
why.
tip.
You gotta be up on your toe. That's why I said it's easier with heels.
it is easier. Maybe it's too far.
And then your hips. Oh, your back shoulder. Bring your back shoulder toward the camera, but your waist is still kind of toward the wall sidewards. Really wrap it around.
Go back together. What?
I know, it hurts. It just takes practice, I know. But think about that, right? Like think about it as you're doing that, it's just practicing it. And those are back muscles. That's why when we're like, you're working all your muscles here. It's like go foam roll, go stretch, because you're gonna feel it tense here. Because our tendency is to get comfortable and just to be like on this leg rather than, you know, lifting this up, right? It's this movement. Whatever arm you're choosing. A lot harder than it looks, huh? But you'll see how the presentation changes your whole. And just start with the simple things, like I said, whether you're interacting at a dinner party or on the beach, like think about that and the 5-point checklist. You're not walking around, you know, the minute you start walking like this, people start to notice that. They're like, look at her, she's kind of owning, you kind of own the room when you walk in, like that girl's working out or she knows something, you know, like people start to really notice that. So we can do a couple more sessions on that. Would you like to see more of this? Is this kind of like, would you like with pictures? Just
Yeah.
let us know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want to, it's only us. So you can start with your standard pictures and then, you know, if you want to add, just push the picture button and then add it again. You can start, we can start correcting in the Loom videos.
Okay.
But a lot of it is working from the back here. That's what's, the posing is coming from here and the hip flexion. All righty. Any last, I didn't even realize the time. Any last minute questions? I want to hear whose back hurts tomorrow in the WhatsApp group.
Mine hurts